Hello everyone, Railgan here with another ZvP game, with another Swarmhost game. I promised you Swarmhost, and by god you're going to get some Swarmhost today. We're going to play the same opener again. We're going to go a little bit more, going to talk a little bit more about the opener. This time we're not going to play against a Warp Prism opener, but against a Stargate opener. I can already tell you that much. We're going for a hedge gas pool opener. We're gonna put 3 drones into the gas very slowly, as we always do. Make some links to try and clear off the base over there and to, well, save against any adepts. I'm gonna rush through the early stages of the game a little bit. Going for the 3-minute layer a little bit earlier this time. I just had the money ready anyways. I'm trying to deal with the adept. There's not too much going on against the adept. We all know how that stuff works nowadays. I made that additional queen like I did last game to spread creep in case I actually have to deal with the good old Warp Prism opener, but instead we actually have to deal with Phoenix. So against Phoenix I just throw down that 4-minute Spore Crawler in both my main base and my natural. You can kind of delay it a little bit compared to the Oracle opener. Building an infestation pit right now as well. I'm gonna add 2 additional queens, I believe, either now or later. But I kind of forgot this game is the Baning Nest, and we're going to see why the Baning Nest is very important if you play against adepts, or rather, you're going to see why I built the Baning Nest in the game against Genix that we had a look at yesterday. I'm mostly hiding my units. He doesn't really know what he's up against exactly, I believe. He probably saw the station pit, but that doesn't tell him much. Yes, he's building his own 3rd base, and he realizes, well, if I can shut down his 3rd base, then I'm mostly fine, right? So our burrow upgrade is almost done. I'm building an infestor at the natural, and then I'm like, probably not the best idea to have an infestor pop out in the middle of adept, so I just cancel it. The queen is going to pop anyways, and it's going to die, but that's okay. I'm waiting for the burrow to finish right now before I can push out, and then we fungal the Phoenix. It's kinda hard for me to push through these adepts. I have a lot of links, I could blow them up with Banes for example, but I don't have those ready. So I just move across the map, kill off these adepts. I have a lot of links right now. If we check the income tab, we're about even in terms of workers, but he has more workers at his 3rd base while I had 0. So he definitely got an advantage out of that, even though I cleaned up his army quite well. I'm using a lot of queens right now. I'm going back to the production tab and using a lot of queens to deal with the Phoenix. Queens are quite good against that, and the Infestor adds another factor to which he has to pay attention. I'm adding Swarmhosts right now as well. Swarmhosts, of course, the follow-up. Might say, well, Swarmhosts against Phoenix doesn't really seem too smart to me. Well, it isn't really too smart, but I really love to play Swarmhosts, and I figured that it kind of works out anyways. Right now I'm trying to find a way for me to actually fungal these Phoenix. I get a couple, but I'm like, I'm not happy, I'm not gonna chain fungal those. He's going for Colossi with extended thermal lance, and we already mentioned that briefly yesterday where I said, well, you're just gonna neural the Colossi. This is the game that actually gave me that idea. I haven't researched neural PARASITE yet, as you can tell down here, but I will eventually. I'm gonna zoom out again. I always forget that I should zoom out, I'm sorry guys. I should really start to get used to that. So I'm dropping off some locusts. I noticed that he has Colossi, and then I'm like, my god, Colossi it is. What am I going to do? Then half my units are just walking across the map. Fused, I'd say. I'm getting the Hive as well, and then I'm getting the neural Parasite. I'm still adding Swarmhosts. I have a lot of link Baneling. As I said, Banelings do well against adepts and charge slots, and then we have the links to kill everything else, presumably. Right here. Trying to find an engagement. Speed it up a little bit. And I couldn't quite get the engagement that I wanted. I also don't really want to lose all my all my Swarmhosts. I didn't want to just attack up the ramp with them. Trading like that is kind of okay for me. I mean, I lost way less than he did. So using Infested Terrans to try and snipe the Phoenix didn't quite go as planned. Right here, he's starting to feel confident. Of course, my Swarmhosts are still on cooldown. So I go in, I neural 3 Colossi. If they're neural, they're my unit, so you cannot take them back. And then we blow them up. And well, his army doesn't really look that scary anymore, right? If you lose half your Colossi against a neural, then your army doesn't look that good anymore. So we push across the map with Mortling, Baneling, Swarmhosts. Opening the production tab, he's going for Tempest right now, but I already built the Spire earlier on, so I could just add Corruptors. Then another wave of Locusts. And oh yes, these Tempests ready, I guess. The Tempests are not going to kill my units quick enough. I notice he has the 4th base over here, but I'm like, what am I gonna do? So he catches the Swarmhosts, but they're quite tanky and take a while to kill. I just move back home and start spamming Corruptors against the Tempest. They also kill the Colossi anyways, and it's going to GG out before we even get to the next fight, because there's really nothing he can do. Like this strategy is so fun to play, and it's absolutely insane to play against, because once something goes wrong, it just starts to snowball. the Swarmhosts, they're so cheap. They cost like 175, I believe. And I select the larva. Come on, let me select the larva. Queen's parked on all larva. No, there. Can I check? Nah. The information, the tooltips are, there we go, 175 is what they cost, and 3 supply. So they're really cheap, like army value wise. Of course they'll have a big army value, but they're so cheap. Then you have the Corruptors to deal with the Colossi, we have the Infestors to fungal and neural Parasite, we have Fling Banelings to kill the Charge Slots and Adepts, so the Locusts survive, and then we have Lings to just kind of clean up whatever is left. Guys, you might ask yourself right now, but Railgan, what if you build snow units that you can shoot at? Or rather, Railgan, what if he just kills your infestors that are trying to neural parasite your army? What if, instead of building Tempest, he builds carriers and uses that insane DPS to clean up your army? You will probably not ask yourself, Railgan, what if he storms your army, because we already saw that didn't work yesterday. But we're going to have a look at another replay tomorrow against Genix. We're going to see what happens if your opponent goes Colossi Carrier against Swarmhost. Until tomorrow, guys, I hope you'll watch and tune in again. Thank you all for watching. Bye!